What is going on, fellow outlaws? Outlaw Gary here, and in today's video we have a very special topic covering single player DLCs and future updates that Red Dead Redemption 2 might or may not have. May have or may not have. We're covering all the points in this video, so of course, if you guys do enjoy it, be sure to drop a like. If you have any comments, concerns, opinions, or maybe some leaked information, let me know down in the comment section. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button, click that little bell, and let's waste no more time. Let's get into it. As you guys know, single player Red Dead Redemption 2 is a masterpiece. There's no better word to describe how amazing the story mode is for Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, if you are a Red Dead Online player and you have never played the single player, stop what you're doing right now besides watching my video and go play it, because it is a game that you cannot pass up in today's day and age. It is one of the best single player experiences you'll ever put your hands on. And I honestly believe that every single person that is a gamer should give Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode a try. Whether you finish it or not, at least get through all the chapters, because it is an amazing experience that takes you through so many roller coasters of different life events that happen throughout all the characters, as there are many different people that you interact with as a main character in this story. The issue is, and I guess the big question is, whether or not Red Dead Redemption 2 will ever see a DLC for single player or additional story-driven content that will add to single player like we were promised in GTA 5 but never received. Of course, as you guys know, GTA 5 Online is Rockstar's most successful game. It's not only their most successful game, GTA 5 is their most successful game, and GTA 5 Online is their most successful multiplayer game, but it's also a very proven model that microtransactions are super important for longevity. What do I mean? Red Dead Online, as you guys know, had a really bumpy start. So many people criticize Rockstar for having microtransactions in Red Dead Online in an early beta stage. But nevertheless, Rockstar still pushed forward, and now we have a full-fledged version of Red Dead Online. And honestly, the microtransactions aren't too bad. Making money has gotten better, even though it was bad. And in GTA 5 Online, it's equally hard to make money. Sometimes I believe even easier than Red Dead Online. But we never received a Grand Theft Auto 5 single player story, even though GTA 5 Online has outperformed any other multiplayer game when it comes to microtransactions besides, I believe, Fortnite. So it makes you beg the question, will Red Dead Redemption 2 ever receive a single player DLC? Now, without any knowledge of whether or not they're working on one or in the works of planning to work on one, I personally don't believe we will receive a single player DLC. Now, let me explain why. I think Red Dead Redemption 2, as is right now, is a great game. From the six chapters to the epilogue, through and through, the game has ups and downs, sad and happy times, and of course, crazy random events you can get into throughout your playthrough. There is crazy amount of hours you can spend in the free roam, and on top of that, while you're playing in the story, there's a lot of great experiences you can have. Upwards, I believe, of 70 hours of single player main story missions. That's a lot of time. Now, it took Rockstar from Red Dead Redemption 1 to Red Dead Redemption 2 many years to come out with what we have played today. What's crazy about this is that it's not like 1 or 2 years, 3 years, but it's like somewhere in the range of, like, I believe 7 to 8 years to create Red Dead Redemption 2. With the story and everything they have developed behind it, this game is the game. I believe that's it. And when you bought the single player game for $60, it also came with an online option, and the online is ever growing. And with the ever-growing online, that's how they're going to continue to make money. The only way they would ever come out with a single-player DLC or some sort of expansion would be a paid addition to the game. It would not be free. They have no reason to add anything for free to a single-player sided game. But they do have reason to add things to Red Dead Online for free because of microtransactions. There's no way for Rockstar to really monetize on a single-player game once you've purchased the game. They can't really add microtransactions in a single player, but in online they can. Thus, the most recent stranger missions we've been receiving these last few weeks have a lot of main characters from the single player in online. Now, as I mentioned earlier in this commentary, I said how I don't believe Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode will be receiving any DLC or additional content. But there is a way that Rockstar can incorporate online and single player content in online, like we're seeing with the Sadie Adler missions. We're seeing gunslingers or the Aberdeen pig farm, all these characters we're super familiar with in online that translates into something to do with these characters for our characters in online. Now, I think long term, this is the best play because we get to see an experience that we did not get to see in the single player, as the single player takes place after the online, a few years later. Now, we get to see what happens before Dutch Van der Linde, what happens before the gang, what these people were doing before they met Arthur Morgan or John or any of the gang members, to see what everyone's doing throughout the playthrough. And many of the main characters you can actually find in online through stranger missions, or you run into other characters you may be familiar with throughout your playthrough, which really is an interesting point because the whole theory behind, hey, I want a single player DLC, is to add more content and story behind the players that you're used to playing or interacting with. And I think that's exactly what the online version of Red Dead Online wants to do. They want to be able to provide an experience that you may not be aware of or add to a story that you don't know of already. An example, the Adler family. As you guys know, the main issue here is that during your playthrough, Sadie lost her husband. He was murdered by thieves and crooks, and it's very, very easily said right in online that I think his name is Nate or Jake Adler is tired of being robbed by these outlaws that keep coming to the house and robbing things from him. Throughout your single player playthrough, Sadie mentions how one of the O'Driscolls murdered her husband. And guess what? It was an outlaw bandit that did it. Someone that was robbing their house. Mid-robbery, probably gone bad, murdered her husband. And that's what's so crazy because it adds context to things we saw in the single player version of Red Dead Redemption 2. So, Red Dead Online in itself will be, I believe, the single player expansion to Red Dead Redemption 2, if that makes sense. Without it being single player, we're actually getting online single player story additions. That's really confusing. Overall, we're getting online DLC that in theory could be seen as single player DLC content for free because of microtransactions that allow us to support the game through various ways of us buying things we may need in Red Dead Online. Of course, this is all just speculation, but as you guys can see already, there are these pieces of the puzzle that are coming together that are shaping to what Red Dead Redemption 2 story ended up being. So I know a lot of us wanted to see what happens after, you know, the epilogue and where certain characters went and what they're doing now, but that's what the other Red Deads really did. As you guys know, Red Dead Redemption 2 takes place before Red Dead 1, but Red Dead Online takes place before Red Dead Redemption 2 story. So you have a nice setup in online to really get us ready for the story mode, and you can see what characters were doing before you interacted with them as Arthur Morgan. All in all, it's a super crazy, windy storyline, but overall, it is super exciting to see that Rockstar has taken the time and put in the details to really make us cherish and appreciate all the hard work they've put into their amazing game. And I look forward to what the future holds for all Rockstar games. Of course, if you guys did enjoy the commentary, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you guys are new around here, and of course, dudes, click that little bell. It is the most important YouTube feature on the platform. If you click the bell, you get notified every single time I upload a video on your phone or on your browser, which then allows you to be the first person to watch my videos, which surprisingly enough is a very important feature for a channel's success. So if you guys want me to succeed, you want to support the channel non-monetarily by just showing up and hanging out and watching my videos, That's one way to do it. So big thanks to every single one of you guys that already has notifications on, that comes over every single time I upload a video. You are appreciated. Thank you so very much for all the continuous love. And I will see you guys later on tomorrow around this time with a brand new video. Thank you guys so much. Later, guys.